What's up, my friend? Told you I'd make another video. This is the second one. Find a little bit of a scene here today. There's a couple things I'm going to show you. Here today. That's number one. I'm not going to tell you what this is. And if you look directly, you'll probably be able to see it with your own eyes. But check this one out. Let us paint your house. Let us paint your house. We're going to use an airplane and crop dust your house. But here's a little crime scene here, my friend. If you want, feel free to call up and report it. Because I'm not allowed anymore. But anyways, if you do look, we got blacktop, we got a storm drain, we got trees, we got wires, and up here we have a differential, and it's like an acoustic pressure up here. I didn't see a rock anywhere, and it seems like most of the debris got fanned over this way. But there is a piece over there on the blacktop. So we have a thermodynamic, we have a storm drain, we have three-phase, most likely 200 amps running there with a conduit and a bunch of smart meters. And if I pull over this way, you can notice some fractaling taking place. This is just a crime scene. Consider it a crime scene. Who knows if someone come by and just put a rock through the window? Who knows? This was just done recently. I was up here about a month ago, and I don't think that window was broke. Well, what I'm gonna do is find some stuff I wrote down. We're gonna take a walk. It's too loud up here. The crime scene's here on Loser Drive and Beaver Grade Road. Loser and Beaver Grade Road. What's the sign look like? Oh, there's a unique field pattern there. I don't know if you can see it. Unique field pattern. No, you gotta pay attention to the amplifier here. These wires, the cans. Because if it wasn't a rock, if it wasn't a projectile of a piece of matter, that means it was some type of light amplification. So, it's either one or the other. I highly doubt somebody threw their body through that thing. Maybe there was a car that hit it. You never know. It could be a bunch of different possibilities. I'm just walking around. We're looking for people talking. I'm looking for people talking. Oh, this is going to be perfect here. Oh, it stinks. It really stinks. Stinks. Because this is the area of adversity that I'm trying to point out here. Oh, we got an election coming up. Valerie Gatos, Trump, and Devlin. Here's what I'd ask these guys since I asked the Democrats. What is nanotechnology? Right here, I wrote the phone. I asked the phone this question. Okay, Miss Gatos, Mr. Trump, Mr. Devlin. I asked the phone this question. What is nanotechnology? And it spoke out loud whenever I asked it. It says it's the branch of science and engineering devoted to designing, producing, and using structures, devices, and systems by manipulating atoms and molecules at nanoscale. And then it says having one or more dimensions of 100 nanometers or less. That's what my phone said whenever I asked it, what is nanotechnology? So we just witnessed a little crime scene up there. We're passing through. We've got a phone box. What else is happening here? This is the area I got to deal with. Oh, Xfinity Home Security. Xfinity Home Security is being projected on a banister. Now, my question is, this little subject right here, I keep reading all these papers. Okay, everybody in queer clearance. I keep reading all these papers from, well, I guess they're academics, people publishing. Here's where we're at. You get it? Hi! These academics, they keep publishing papers. I gotta walk across the street too, because there was a decibel pressure I picked up here a couple years ago. Whenever a unique little airplane flew over. Oh, there's another plane. It's not painting my house. It must be out of paint. But you go you look at education. This is all because it says here the branch of science and engineering, like architects and engineers. Remember the NIST report, the architects and engineers back in 2001, if you're alive? Anyways, nanotechnology. And they are devoted to designing, producing, that's like a record, like record players now, music industries, websites, cell phone technology, software. That's you too, AI. And using structures. So we have plastic, we have metal, we have concrete, we have organic skin, we have blood, we have white blood cells, we have electromagnetics, we have stronger than electromagnetics, which is strong force, weak force, neutrino, scalar, beta, gamma. Well, that's in the nuclear, beta and gamma. Neutrino. What do they call that again? Antimatter. What is antimatter? Antimatter. Well, I wonder what that unique structure is that people are devoted to. Because there's like beta and gamma in people's brains. Because they call it nuclear proteins in ears and brain. So that means it's got to be in the heart too. Got to be everywhere else. So they're devoted to designing, producing, and using structures. So that's buildings too. Devices. All these little nano-electronic devices. Like what other kind of devices is tape? Alien tape. It'll make the tape stick to the wall. Any surface. This is perfect sticky substance. Imagine it sticking in your hair. The only way to get it out is to twist it a specific way. Some type of torsion or just like turning the music up and down in your car. And systems. So we have underground railroads, we have water lines, we have operating systems. What else? What other kind of systems are out there, my friends? And that's with apostrophe 4 S's, my friends. Here's one I saw the other day. Some people don't see the same reality as other people. And I call that a crock of shit. I'm going to tell you why. Because if there's 2 or 3 people standing here and they look at this sign, what color is that sign? More importantly, if you got a driver's license, we see reality different. What does that sign say? Go ahead, tell me something different. I triple dog dare you. We all see reality differently than others. Huh. That is the best one, huh? That's where they try to push away from. Oh, it's like systems. What about the nervous system, my friend? Systems. Central nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system. There's another one, I forget the name of it. What about you guys that are queers? Now, here's the deal. I was thinking about this earlier. Check out this ground wire, this unique little extension here. We got a can up here too. If that thing starts vibrating, look out, that comes right down to the ground, huh? It's electric signal. Right next to this beautiful big tree. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? But, like I keep saying, a female has her time of the month. She has a very specific lunar cycle, they call it. They have all these unique little fabrications to sync up with the electromagnetics of the Earth, the Moon, and the universe, the stars. Yeah, they become deal holes. Like, just joking. It's probably painful, huh? It's like a unique electrical signal that goes through their stomach. Oh my God, it's hurting. Then this flow of blood comes down. But then the male is the same way. The male, you get this nice little substance on your hand. If you if you discharge your loaded apprehensions. If you discharge your piece, if you discharge your loaded weapon, you get this unique little structure in your hand. And all of a sudden you can see it. You can see it. It's this weird visible light communication. So you got sight. You can smell it. If I put my tongue to it, that substance, you can probably taste it. It's on my hand. I can feel it. What's the only other one? If I stick it to my ear, can I hear it? Because hearing's like a sense. I don't think we could hear that yet, but if I use some equipment to look at this, we could probably hear it, huh? With sound. We could project sound at it, and just like seeing butane come out of a lighter, that invisible gas, you could probably catch my farts coming out of my ass. Since we got wind, it's invisible. It's like an invisible gas. We could probably see how this all works. You know, you're painting my house again, huh? They're painting today, my friend. Yeah. So, that's all the senses. And those things, you could put it on a shelf, this substance. You can look at it with a microscope and nanoscale, whatever it is. What the hell's on top of my head? Something's trying to interrupt me from speaking. What's this? Oh, we got a cross section here. Oh. Let's go. Oh, there it is. Look at this. Perfect. Go ahead, hide on the phone wire. Go ahead, hide. Go ahead. Go ahead, hide. We're looking at the wire coming this way. Go ahead, hide. You time that with acoustic pulses. Sound just pop, 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 pop. You could speed it up. It's like a rotary dial phone. Remember, you go all the way to the 9. Yeah, it's the 1. You can do all kinds of programming with this. So, well, what got me thinking is, like, since you can see this stuff, and we're talking about education, what's going on that people think that a man can have a baby that nobody wants to talk about, huh? Since all this shit that I know now, and all the shit that occurred in this virtual reality environment. So whenever two men get together, they physically know that guy is not going to have a baby after they sexually communicate with one another. Right? Because for some reason, the substance there's like things that are alive in it. We could put this on a desk and look at a mic, and you see them, they just cruise around. But they don't move, do they? Until they're in that womb. Just imagine somebody using a nanotechnology system or device to simulate a pregnant suit. Whoever made this fucking suit, whoa, boys and girls and robots, because now, like I told you about cold current heat, these fields are sticking to people and they're using it for protection. And they're stealing it off people. They're making it on people stealing it, connecting it to their brains, rewriting their brains, so that their brains are like a rotary dial phone. You just program this fucking phone number in, and then the brain correlates to that. But anyways, these sperm are an electrical signal. Yes, no, because I taste it. It's electrical signal. We're training AI. Warning! This is a bad place. It must be a bad place. The Blue Jays are go. Okay. It must be an electrical signal, and we're training AI to smell. Probably taste, too. The AI can smell better than any deer or freaking fox out there, probably. So this is electrical signal. Whenever I meet my female friend, that is not like an in vitro experiment where you just plug this little tube in and you forget this little process with these waters. When I meet this girl and we sexually communicate, this little substance all of a sudden starts accelerating somewhere. It doesn't just sit there, it doesn't swim. These are electrical signals. And all of a sudden, when the oxytocin and shit and the female gets rolling, she has a triboelectric system in her uterus. And all of a sudden, this magnetic field comes and starts pulling these little sons of bitches. Right to the freaking G-spot, huh? Right to the G-spot. And then I heard of these physicists, who was it? Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden. They started talking about how the male sperm comes right out of the testicles, goes up to the brain. And then they were talking about when that does that, you can start traveling through the Wi-Fi, but they had no clue how. But we know how now, huh? We know exactly what's going on, don't we? Because I watched, I got a Gaia advertisements in my phone. They got these guys sitting on the ground, just meditating and learning how to maneuver their voltages up and down their body. Up and down their body from the top of their head down to the tips of their toes. And run it all the way down the spine. And what everybody's looking for is, what the hell's going on, huh? Now we have these guys that are plugging brains with computer chips, and we're learning how the brain there's like 2 cameras in the brain. And how, when we see what's going on, since this is we're picking up frequency. Like, just imagine you're blowing in my face. Like, my eyeball's picking up everything I'm seeing, all these frequencies that are vibrating, this voltage that is vibrating from fusion. So simple to explain. But what happens when you fall asleep? And all of a sudden this picture continues, which I had a very good dream this morning. Oh boy. Pretty good dream. It correlated directly with a video I was watching. Somebody that was in the video I was watching, who seems to be ethical now, ended up in, when you close your eyes, you fall asleep, and this shit just keeps going. This TV station just won't change. But it changed the TV station, and it's rememberable. And then I had these guys talking about, what was it? You can traverse through the Wi-Fi with your brain. And then I seen, who was it, from back in the 90s, they started doing this, and they said that they're using human beings to target and exploit drones. Some very advanced technological drones that had probably nanotechnology systems. So these guys, we could use the human being as a router, start taking the nuclear proteins all over the place and just run it right through a drone. Well, we got the C-17s that fly over my house. One of these days they're going to come by painting. They're going to paint my house for me. We can take these nuclear proteins and find their filters. Because that's how communications work, isn't it? That's what you guys do. You try to hide, and you have these force multipliers for your chips, and you're hurting your computers. That's why if something happens, they're like shit. They're like shit, huh? It's so easy to get into a military base using a human being as an antenna from the power lines, isn't it? Start bit mining people using this shit, huh? And you know that great quote from this ethical guy. Dude, if I really want to fuck you, I'll just turn your power off, because you can remotely turn your power off. I'll turn your power off for a week. Yeah, that's a good one. I can get along with this guy, I think. I think me and this guy get together. Holy shit, could we figure some shit out, huh? And somebody wants to prevent this. But anyways, I'm going to get back to the sciences of a man having a baby. Now, I received a signal that the man is having a baby.